Now, you like to ask me that as a fashion designer who already has an idea on freehand or probably have an idea on pattern making, why should I be bothered about learning draping? Why? Like, is freehand and pattern making not enough? Why do you want to blow my head with draping? Or why do I even need to gain knowledge on draping? Now, the one most important thing I want you to know that in the coming year or the years to come, or whenever you're watching this video, draping is something that's come to stay. In fact, I tend to say that draping is something that will trend a lot, but maybe right now, I beg to differ that draping might not necessarily be a trend that would come for a certain time and then go. Draping is something that you would also always see on dresses that are meant to stand out, on dresses that the goal of the designer is to make the client stand out. These are some elements. Draping is like a form of an element that you can put in such dresses to make them elegant, stand out. If you are working with someone who says, I don't want regular dresses, I don't want a dress that I can easily see on other people, just make me something that is elegant and something that can stand out. Like your number one, like your go-to should be draping. Because one, not a lot of people know how to drape. And by the way, because I say that draping is the art of manipulating fabric on the dress form or just playing around, doesn't mean that everybody can do it. Doesn't mean that, oh, I'll just put the fabric on a dress form and I've draped. No, let's clarify that. No, the same way you know that pattern making is not just drawing something on on the paper and cutting. That's not pattern making. It requires a level of construction, it requires a level of calculation, it requires so many things. And that's the same thing with draping. It requires some certain principles, it requires some certain techniques. And that's why we are in this class to learn what the basics of draping is. Okay, so like I said, one is going to most likely be a trend. Secondly, it is here to stay. So it's not like, oh, perhaps I don't need to learn it. Let me give myself some years. After that year, they will no longer be talking about draping again. My dear, draping as please Google it. When fabric draping started, it has been dated back to years before. However, because of our fashion trends, sometimes you see some part of fashion coming out and everybody's blowing out as if it's new. It is not new. Okay, but draping is what is going to trend this period. Okay, then another thing you want to do is to know is that while a design is trending, you want to be among the first set of people who will jump on that trend, so that people will not assume that you can't do this thing. You know, it's like seeing into the future. Do you understand? When they say that draping is now trending, and I've seen designer this something something couture or something atelier making dresses regarding draping, so I can trust her. She already has a knowledge of draping. She already knows how to drape. Okay, unlike when you're just wondering, hey, this one that customers are coming and bringing draped designs, how are we going to do it? Then you start telling your customers to change design because you don't know how to drape, but they will pay more because draping has a way of making dresses stand out. It has a way of making dresses elegant. The truth is, you can make a plain dress and just put a little drape on one side or a little drape on the waist, and it takes the design on another level. It takes design on another greater level. Okay, so these are some reasons why you need to understand draping. And of course, because you're a fashion designer, you have to stay up to trend, you have to stay up to date, you need to know what's going on in your industry. So that's why you should learn how to drape. And because aside from draping being one of the methods for garment construction, it is also an element that you can put on your dress. So elements in the sense that sometimes when we want to embellish a dress, you tend to embellish with bead beads, you tend to embellish with appliques, you tend to embellish with trimmings. But do you know that you can also embellish with draping? Yes, yes. This is so exciting for me. But you can always embellish with draping. Yes. So it means that just a certain part you want to take the dress from level 1 to level 100. Draping can do that for you. And trust me, draping is less expensive. Yes, because you're probably using the same fabric to drape. Draping is less expensive. Now, when we're talking about draping, you can't talk about draping without some tools that are very important in draping. So, which will lead me to the tools that are needed, the basic tools that are needed when draping.